The deployment of soldiers to power stations has exacerbated many South Africans' anxiety about electricity supply. Government has deployed the SA National Defence Force to combat possible sabotage. The deployment comes at a time as high stages of rolling blackouts. It's feared this may affect tourism during the holidays. eNCA's Aviwe Mtila is covering that story and joins us from Mpumalanga. Good morning, Aviwe. So you're at the Tutuka power station this morning. Have you perhaps caught sight of the members of the SANDF as yet?
Good morning, Fundo. Not with our own eyes, but we are told that they are here. We did a drive around with my colleague Sihle, just around Tutuka Power Station itself, and we also went close to the reception area. We got to speak to some of the Eskom employees that did confirm that indeed they are inside, but they're not even manning the security area, as the Eskom security is still continuing with manning that area. But we are also told that the previous security company has been relieved of their duties, and there's a new security company in place. Of course, this is around the allegations of theft, vandalism, sabotage and corruption that have been going on at these power stations. We do know that deployment coming in on Tuesday, and we do understand at 4 power stations. It's the Tutuka power station that you see behind me, the Majuba power station, Camden power station, as well as the Grootvlei power station, the 4 that at this stage have that SANDF deployment. And we do know, of course, Tutuka power station, the outgoing CEO, Andre de Ruyter, did speak out about what happens at this power station, saying that there is deliberate sabotage of equipment, for example, where then these maintenance contractors get to get money in, as those maintenance call-outs happen time and again because of the deliberate stealing of the equipment and sabotage of the equipment. But of course, there are also allegations that we've been speaking to around with some of these employees that tell us about the diesel that's also stolen here in Drove, diesel and oil that's also stolen, and the work that's done in collaboration with many stakeholders as that diesel is actually escorted out here, which is why we're seeing then this deployment of the SANDF members that are on the ground.
What sense do you get when interacting with these staffers? Are they pleased with the heightened security or not so pleased?
Well, we are told that the SANDF is actually cracking the whip inside here. Not much of all these allegations of theft, sabotage, vandalism and the corruption is actually going on. We're told that they have their hands on the ball. And if we are to ask Vincent Mangwenya, there are reports in the media that he suggested that at least 10 SANDF employees are at this stage stationed at these 4 power stations. They will look to increase at the other coal-fired power stations depending on the urgency and the need. But at this stage, it's these 4 power stations, and we're told by the employees on the ground that actually they are cracking the whip, and we know that now there's minimal, or if any, of that alleged vandalism that is said to have happened. Even in an interview that the Minister of Public Enterprises, Pravin Gordhan, did with my colleague Sally Burdett, there wasn't any indication of just how much or how wide the scale of this sabotage, theft and vandalism is actually at, saying that it had to tally it up. Couldn't give a percentage, but we do know that it's quite rife, and some of it, as we heard from Andre de Ruyter, is done to actually escalate these levels of the rolling blackouts that we've seen, and the highest rolling blackouts hours that we've seen constantly this year alone.
We'll most certainly be tracking if there are any improvements now with the presence of the SANDF. They will leave it there for now. Thank you very much for that update. That's senior reporter Aviwe Mtila out at the Tutuka power station for us this morning.